So I do all these different things. A lot of it is what everyone else is doing, but I do it my own way. So I'm guided through the whole thing. And I'm also doing a class coming up with my own, with my guides on Friday, the 13th of January. And that is about helping people to come into their own connection to their higher selves and to their guides. And I'm going to do a lot of energetic experiential things with sound and frequencies to help people to open up to the higher parts of themselves and their connection. So many people have been working so hard for years, but they still don't completely trust their connection. And it's right there for you. And I'm going to help, hopefully, with my guides to assist everyone to awaken and open and move into a whole new level of their consciousness so that they can have their own direct connection more clearly and able to trust. So and I'm excited to be here tonight with Mariana. I've seen her speak before, and we've gotten a little bit connected through this through Sheila and all these things that she's been doing. So I didn't know her before. She lives also, I think, in New York, in the area. I'm in New York City. I think she's in Brooklyn. So we're close and yet at a distance. So I'm happy to have her being here. She does beautiful work, beautiful prayers, and guided information about the divine feminine and Mary Magdalene and many more things that I probably don't even know about yet. But it's a perfect timing during this whole week, this whole month of the Christed consciousness. And so to bring in the divine feminine to complete this is really a good thing to have. So we have the balance.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mariana, gosh, I don't know, I guess we've known each other for a couple of years now. And it seems like, just kind of like Jody, we've all known each other forever, but I think we've known each other on a soul level, and we've just committed to come together at this time on the planet. I think one of the coolest things about you is all of the talent that you have is natural. You're a natural medium, a natural channel. Everything just flows through you, and the experiences that you've had with the divine feminine energy, with Mary Magdalene, with the divine Sophia, and the way that you bring it through and anchor it on this planet is just absolutely beautiful. And I am so thrilled that you're here to kind of wind down our year with a touch of excitement and sacredness. And thank you so much for being here, Mariana. And I'm going to just go ahead and turn things over to you, and we'll go ahead and get our program started. So once again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Jody. I woke up this morning and I said to myself, there's no better place that I would rather be than tonight with you all. It is a true honor to be here with everyone who's watching, everyone who will be watching. And with Sheila, thank you so much. You've been my mentor, my guide, my friend, my colleague for quite some time. And I'm proud that I'm able to be here. I mean, it's humbling an experience, and it's something that I can't even express in human terminology. It's beyond measure. And thank you, Jody, so much for inviting me to speak. We've known each other for a little while now, and it's an honor. It's quite an honor. And yes, we do live not that far from one another in the same city. We will meet each other soon, but it is definitely a true honor to be here tonight, because this year, for many of us, those that are awakened, those that are still going through the awakening journey, those that are awakening in record numbers, this has been a top of the line, intense year. It holds the numerology of 222 and a 0. And I study numerology. I'm a big fanatic in numerology, actually, to speak. But in that terminology, it is you're in a right way, right time, right path, and right direction. And the 0 in that, to me, has always represented, and what I've been guided on to express tonight, is that it's a starting point. It's ground zero for all of us. It's not the ground zero that's in New York. It is the ground zero for the beginning of our own selves, of our true becoming, of our acceptance of our human partial point of view and our divine self. So it's the human and a divine. And this year has been all about the balance, the purity of the balanced heart, the connection, the Vesica Pisces, the conjoining of the divine feminine and of the divine masculine, and allowing that to become equal instead of it being a competition or a competitive race to the finish line, or it being tipping the scales of any kind. It is allowing the divine feminine, allowing the return of the Shekinah, a presence on this planet, to be more visible, more visceral to everyone. It is not determined upon religion, on creed, or the color of your skin. It is the return of the Shekinah. It is the return of the ancient wisdom of divine Sophia. It is the return of divine feminine, but not only just a divine feminine, it is the balance, the return of the balance between the divine feminine and divine masculine. And that is why this year has been so intense for so many, because we are all, yes, on the right path at the right time in the right direction. And the Christ consciousness, the theme of this month for the Galactic Alliance, has been absolutely incredible, because it is that. What did we just celebrate? We just celebrated Christmas, right? Through most of the world, the birth of Jesus. But we also celebrated the spiritual rebirth. As Yeshua said, I am not here to free you from your financial debt. I am not here to free you from the hardships of life. I am here to free you from the spiritual debt, and to allow you to become reborn, to allow you to see and to awaken to the true reality, and to become more connected to yourself, to God, to know God on the Christ consciousness level and beyond. And so tonight, I am so honored to be a part of this as a channel for the divine feminine. And I'm still learning and still on the road of the awakening and remembering process. I am far from its completion, or far from learning everything. I am getting there little by little. I am blessed to be here with Sheila. Sheila, you have been an incredible way shower for millions of people at this point, and you will continue to be that, because your message extends across time and space. And you are a true spiritual leader for our times. And Jody, you have been such a spiritual leader, known all over globally. And I'm so honored to be with both of you. Sheila?
Thank you. That was so sweet. I really appreciate it. And, I really appreciate you being here tonight also, because I know you have little ones at home. It's the Christmas season. I appreciate everyone who's here with us tonight to celebrate. And for me, being here tonight and being with all of you is, being with family. So I want to thank you, whether you're here with us in our Zoom room, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, or if you're watching us on the Conscious Awakening series, we thank you so much. The Conscious Awakening Network has really allowed us to get out and to really be in the homes of thousands and soon to be millions of people. So we thank you so much for joining us. And Mariana, I know that you have a really special message for us tonight, and I just can't wait to hear it. And if you guys hear the noise, of course, Willow is always here with me. We should just call this the Sheila and Willow show sometimes, because he sort of takes everything over. But I'm going to go on mute and turn it back over to you, Mariana. And I can't wait to hear what you have to share with us.
Speaking of that special message, Sheila, I just got the channel guidance on. It would have been nice if you have a show on Roku and on Can to do maybe Reiki for animals, or the spiritual impact for animals. That would be so beautiful. Wouldn't that be?
That'd be gorgeous.
Yeah. Get their own show. And yours could be the star of it.
He needs it, especially tonight.
I've seen him many times, a ham cam. Many times. But yes, definitely. I want to just bring about a special message. I was going to do maybe light language transmission, and maybe that will come through. But I asked Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and Yeshua, what would be the message for tonight if thousands of people were watching now or towards the future? I mean, everything is the same, right? It's linear or non-linear together, past, present, future. And the true message, not only from what I received this morning and now, it's also what I've experienced. The message that was given to me was pick up a specific book, and it was the Magdalene manuscript. The Magdalene manuscript, I have it right in front of me. You guys can see it, by Tom Canyon and Judy Sion. And there was a page that I didn't ever actually remember kind of locking in with an instead didn't have a bookmark at that time. It was a couple of months ago for another event. And when I opened it, it was all clear. The message was basically in the book that if you don't experience all things of the human condition, then how can you put out the message? How can you truly understand? How can you connect to the message that you are voicing, that you are literally vocalizing? As a channel, I vowed and committed to allow myself to be the vehicle and the vessel and to be a messenger for the divine, for spirit, for the guides, for the galactic, for the energies to come through, protection and shielding and cloaking, and to allow that message to come through to the physical, from the metaphysical. And if I don't experience what I'm meant to experience here on this planet, how can I understand the words that I'm expressing? Yes, and when I do channelings one-on-one and sessions with clients and friends and people around me and throughout the world, I don't always remember what I'm saying to them as per the law of the universe, of course, because it is not for me to hear, it is for them to hear. As Yeshua said, those that have eyes will see, those that have ears will hear. But when I am speaking on the global or public level, I'd like to understand what I am putting out as a message, because most likely that message is also meant for me and those that I come in contact with. And I'd like to understand the sound of the vibrational frequency that is coming out from when I speak. So this year, as I put out this message, I walk away. Every year I evaluate, what did I learn this year? And this year I walk away with one big lesson. And the greatest thing about lessons is that once you learn them, they never appear again in physicality, not through characters in your stories, not through things that happen in your life, not through your experiences, not through the hardships or difficulties. They don't ever come back because you've learned a lesson. And if that's what you were meant to do, then your mission moves forward and your chapter continues on a different scale and a different vibration frequency. And the lesson this year is unconditional, pure love. Understanding the purity of the balanced heart. Understanding that having an open heart and an open mind and connecting both together. Having the compassion, having the love for being human and for being divine, having to understand that you are human and that you are divine, having to understand that you are both divine feminine and divine masculine in one heart, one body, one mind, and having to understand that life isn't always easy, but we are creators of our own reality. And within that comes one obligation. This is a free will choice planet, where we understand that as we create, we believe, we have faith in the reality that we are learning to co-create with the universe and with source. So we have to believe. We are invited to believe that yes, there are miracles that do happen, and we see them every day. I, for one, have seen miracles of my own in the last 2 weeks, the last couple of months. We are invited to see the beauty of life and to understand that there is nothing negative or positive. It is how we are perceiving each experience. If one perceives an experience that has happened as negative, it does not mean that we have to perceive it so. And so it is our perception that really drives our actions and what we do and how we see things. If something happened to us in the past and we want to see things through the eyes of trauma or things that have happened, it is our choice. Are we seeing things clearly? Are we seeing things through the eyes of trauma? Or are we seeing things through something that happened in the past? And we're ready to move forward? Are we truly in the present? The big message is unconditional love for every experience that you encounter. Unconditional love for every challenge and difficulty that you experience. Unconditional love for yourself, for if you do not love unconditionally yourself, how will you love others? And unconditionally love life and allow life to take its course. Don't ever feel, invite yourself to understand compassion towards yourself, giving yourself a break, allowing yourself to understand compassion for others, that no matter what you've encountered from their encounter with you, you see them from the eyes of love. You see them from the eyes of the divine, that there's a divine spark in everyone that you see and in everyone that you meet. And that no matter how challenging our encounters with others are, we see the divine spark in them. And therefore, not only do we learn progressive apology and we learn to forgive ourselves and others for the things that they have done or we have done to others, we learn to treat everything, including animals, including plants, including the mycelia, animal kingdom, each lake, each river, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food that we are blessed to have, the clothes that we are blessed to wear, the shoes that we are blessed to wear, everything that is around us, if we see it as a blessing, everything that is around us, if we see it as something that we should be grateful for, then everything we have, we understand that we have everything already in us and outside of us, and we multiply them in gratitude. That is the true meaning of abundance. That is the true meaning of joy, to be not necessarily comfortable, but to be grateful and to know that I have everything I need. I have everything I want. And I co-create the best reality for me and the people around me, for my loved ones, and for anyone that I come in contact with through kindness, through gratitude. Most importantly, compassion, unconditional love for myself, unconditional love for everyone around me. And unconditional love, most importantly, I ask for this year, as the guides ask, for Pachamama, Mama Kia, Mother Terra. We ask for unconditional love for our planet, to help her heal, to help her ascend, and to help her move forward and adjust the new life in the 5D. And I ask, and we ask from the galactics, we ask from the guidance, we ask from the Christ consciousness, we ask from divine feminine, divine masculine, from divine Sophia and divine Shekinah, we ask that as the divine Sophia brings forward her presence more and more and floods the planet with more unconditional love and light, as the Shekinah teachings return back and the ancient wisdom and knowledge returns back to us, as the divine feminine embraces the entire human collective consciousness in equality, in unity with divine masculine, as the wounds of the divine feminine, as the wounds of the Magdalene die down and decrease and become more healed with each given moment, as the equality and the unity and the conjoining and the communion of divine feminine, divine masculine come together more and more, and will be more viscerally visible in 2023. We ask you all find peace. You all find solace. You all find joy and kindness and gratitude, and in doing something wonderful for yourself and for your neighbors and for your loved ones, and to pray with gratitude, to pray with kindness, to pray for the beauty of our planet and for the healing of our planet in Christ consciousness, in the galactics. We ask our Arcturian brothers and sisters, our Lyran brothers and sisters, we ask our Pleiadian beautiful brothers and sisters, our Arcturian wisdom keepers, Tatiana, Cassiopeia, and Sirius. We ask an Andromeda in Christ consciousness. We ask Mother Mary. We ask the divine. We ask Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Maria Magdalena. We ask all of our archangels and angels. We ask all of our guides, Mother Isis, Great Shekinah, Divine Sophia, Divine Mother and Father. We ask that the entire planet be filled with unconditional love, and that light spreads from every catacomb of darkness and into the light. That each animal, each human, each plant, each mycelia be filled with love, and nothing but love tonight, and nothing but healing for all of us as we all move in to 2023, which is a year of change, which is a year of beauty, of steadfastness, of multitasking, of success, of abundance. It is a year of record-breaking numbers of people awakening on the planet in every single location, from the north to the west, to the south, to the east, in all cross-dimensional locations. It is a year of all those that have been awakened on this planet, that are going to continue their awakening, remembering process, to be filled with abundance and joy in every area of their life through gratitude, again, in forgiveness and progressive apology, through the beauty of life, and through the interconnectedness of their own soul, and the interconnectedness of the divine feminine, divine masculine, through the opening of their heart. Mother Mary adds, with an open heart, all doors are open. Nothing is closed. We are all keys. We are no keys and door separate. We are all keys and doors that will open up the innumerable platforms of all life, where we all are connected as one, on one platform, on one life, one omniverse, one multiverse, all of us together, experiencing life, not as a competition or a race to the finish line, but experiencing life in joy, in peace, in thankfulness for all that we have and all that we have come here to do. We all have a mission here. We all come to experience something. We all come to bring forward something, whether it be our voice, whether it be our ears, whether it be our hands, whether it be just our energy coming to the planet and being the anchor or the holder of peace and love and of light. We are here for a reason, and we are all together. And tonight, I am so humbled and so proud and so grateful to be here, to speak my words, but they're not mine. I'm just a messenger. I'm here to just proliferate the shift, the grandiose shift, the great show of the shifting, of the awakening process of the human collective consciousness on a global scale. So thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much, Sheila. Thank you so much, Jody. Thank you. I'm so humbled. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I always appreciate it because after I hear you, the resonance in your voice creates such a sacred space that it's always kind of hard to come back and even make comments afterwards. So I do sincerely appreciate it. I was wondering, do you have any light language or particular messages that you want to share with us tonight?
Absolutely. If we can just all close our eyes and have our back straight, our neck straight, just sit in the most comfortable position. And just take a few deep, deep, deep breaths. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in from your navel. A nice, slow, deep breath out. Let's regroup, recalibrate. And again, nice, slow, deep breath in from your navel. And nice, slow, deep breath out. Just once more, nice and slow, deep breath in from your navel. Nice, slow, deep breath out. Let's send in some nice, slow, deep breath in. Let's hear what the guides have to say. We open up the sacred space. Protection of Archangel Michael. And we ask for the Shekinah, the deep breath, the Ruach, to come forth and join us. Maria Magdalena, and Yeshua, and Mother Mary. We ask if there's any light language that needs to be spoken to recalibrate the DNA of the human collective consciousness. Take a nice deep breath in again. Nice deep breath out. Kidashasi alia mekiatima. Kidashasi alia kaumitine. Kidasi akiliama kitasi alia pele. Kidashisi alia makini amatselia nyami. Kidashasi kalamiate alia kamiate alia kiasi amalekia. Kidashia sia kliamia kidasilia makela mietiana makanisia mikina makiala miasiano. Desia siela kia desisia la mikina midina makalani kamasale kana. Kidashia sila miakia dashia sila mikila mietiana semisiala kimata sila melekia mitila mikini mediasia klamate. Kidashia sila mikila mata sila kamalena madane kasile miatele metesia se kamatela makela matesia la makela. Kidashia sila mikila minya kia sila metale miata sila kili miatasia. And we thank the light language. And for my humble words, may I translate some from what I do understand. Is that the Christ consciousness is sending love and light to every single heart as if it's tapping on every single person's heart that is watching and will be called to watch from every direction, from the north to the south, from the east to the west. It will be like a tap on the heart of each soul incarnated on earth called to watch this, to remind, like a sleigh bell, that with an opening of the heart comes only love. And when it comes only love, then the totality of the entirety of each person's being is recalibrated to enunciate only positive, only loving and kind perceptions of every experiment of life in experiential form, allowing each person to let go of expectations that are shackling in the 3D, to let go of old deconstructing programming that shackles each person in the 3D realms and dramas, to allow each soul reincarnated here to stay on the periphery, stay on the sidelines as they are contracted before they are born, to allow them to play life as a director or producer of a film, to watch their experiences from a space of love and from a higher oversoul, higher self vantage point instead of space for fear, which is shackling them and binding them to the 3D. For in each human, the confines within are much harsher than the confines without. And there is nothing more challenging than the human condition. But staying on the periphery, staying on the sidelines, allows each human to see things from a higher standpoint, as if their film and their script is being written and rewritten and directed and filmed and recorded and streamed and live streamed as per their own co-creational realities, as they co-create with the divine, as they co-create and commune with the universe and their truth. They are invited to see life from a different perspective, which then allows them to become more joyful, more grateful, more abundant, and more free, allowing the totality of the entirety of their being to become liberated once and for all. It sounds simple, yet so hard to understand in the human condition. Yet once that simple tool and key is mastered, life becomes more free. Life becomes more carefree, for life is lived with abandon. Life is lived and expressed with compassion and unconditional love in every point, in every direction the person turns. Interesting, is it not? That when life is much easier to get a hold of and to get a grasp on, all the things in 3D don't seem as much more of a difficulty anymore. Yet spiritual truth, spiritual life, spiritual immunity, for there's more to natural immunity than just the 3D, becomes more of a priority than anything else on this planet. So tonight, the Christ consciousness continues to pour its beautiful gold and silver light on each soul incarnated on earth, on each animal, on each plant, on each mycelia, each river, each lake, each soil, each land, each grass, each mountain, and the air, and food, and the waters. We invite you to look into your lives and see, like a film, what would you like to change? What are you willing to commit Two, are you willing to see your life from a different vantage point, a different perspective? Are you willing to let go of what is no longer working? Are you willing to see the signs that come before you that is thrown in every direction? Even like a feather on the floor, a button that was left from a jacket moons ago that seemingly find itself on the floor or somewhere where you didn't even look. Simple things that guide you to understand that certain things no longer working. Allow yourself the gift of life. Allow yourself the gift of freedom. For isn't that what life is? We come to experience, not here to suffer. We're here to experience life for what it has given us. We're here to experience life for what it will give us. We're here to experience life for what it has given us. For the past, the present, and future is all one. We're just living this film, this screen that keeps going and going and going for 365 days until we finish what we are here to finish, so we can move forward and live free and live life. And that is our simple message. Treat each other and treat your life with kindness, compassion, love, gratitude, forgiveness, most of all. Then you see your whole life like a whole new film. Yet it's the same film. It's the old film. It's the new film. It's the film. Come more to life and you become more enlivened within each moment. And guess what? There's a perk in there. Get to kind of know God and what it's all about. Knowing God means knowing you. And knowing the image of God is knowing the image of you. And knowing God means knowing you're divine and you're human, and connecting the two and letting you be okay. Walking the earth free and clear and safe to be who you are. For ladies and gentlemen, the years of fear are coming to its end. And only love is what will stand on the 2 feet as this year closes. Thank you. Thank you for the guidance. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila.
Beautiful, beautiful. Jody, can I put you on the spot to bring you up also?
Sure.
And see if you have anything you'd like to add and feel. I'm going to put you on the spot in a minute too. So
I'm still like basking in what you just did. Beautiful, so beautiful. And my work also is, a lot of it is about opening the gateway to the multidimensional world. So I agree with everything you said in terms of forgiveness and acceptance and allowing all to remember we're all here. And sacred. I do the same thing, and that's why I like you. I love you. That's why I feel connected. But we all feel connected if we remember. If we can remember that everything that you just mentioned, the guides did, is everything that we already know. That we're trying to remember that that's who we all are, not just individually. And it's the collaborative energy of the frequency of love. It's all an all-inclusive frequency. So there's nothing that isn't, everything that is. So I just agree with everything that you went through, and it was beautiful. It was really it resonated as sacredness, and to remember the sacredness of who we all are, and with all the things that are going on in the world.
Jody, honey, we've got a little bit of feedback.
I hear it. What do I do?
Do you have more than one device on?
No.
I don't know.
I hear it also.
Yeah, I'll try to work on that.
Should I keep going a little bit? It's still doing it. Oh, it's weird.
Just hold space that it clears up.
I ask that this doing, you don't need the echoing, we're getting it within our, let go of the energy that's created those. Maybe it's helping people to hear it in all different places at the same time. So let's see, is it still doing it? No, you clear it. That was great. So, yay, there is a God. So basically, I'm just saying the same thing that you just said, is that everything is everything. We're all part of the same. We're going through the balance of the masculine and feminine within ourselves. We're looking for that divine relationship within ourselves, to remember that for people who also want to have relationships, whether it's life partner or relationships with anyone, really, that balance, you start to attract more of people who are more balanced, or we help each other to come into that. We fall into the back and forth of playing out all these roles. And you had mentioned before about how we get to a point where we don't have to play out the roles anymore, because we've finally learned what we were meant to learn from them. So if you find yourself continually doing the same thing, even in different situations and with different people, it's because to stop and wait and observe and be in it, but ask. I always, it's like ask and you shall receive. And if I find that if people don't know what to ask when they're talking to God, a lot of times, so if you don't know the question, ask, what's the question I need to ask in order to connect? And I find that the question comes just by asking what the question is, because if you have the right question, you get the right answer. But you still have to be there to receive it and to trust in it and to feel, like you were saying, you need to feel what the information, like it just comes through as I'm doing it now, even that I have to feel it. Like I feel the energy coming through me, which is one sign, but it has to make sense to me as well. And if it doesn't, sometimes they'll tell me I don't have to know yet, but to just keep that in my consciousness, because it's been infused so that it will eventually unfold. And we don't have to know everything in advance, that we need to trust that we're being given. You just ask to receive what's meant for us in the highest good for who we are and what we're here for. Because this is a really important time right now for people to really understand why we're here. Like, what am I doing here? And even while there's been a lot of things I've been going through myself over these last number of years. And sometimes I just sit and what am I doing? Like, what am I going, everything keeps changing. So there's a lot of that. So if you're going through things, where you're questioning, like, what's the point? Like, what am I doing? And, sometimes you really know when you're on this whole path, then all of a sudden it can feel like, I know a lot of other people going through this too. Every once I just sit and go, okay, like, I'm in a weird place. Like I'm in between. I don't know where am I on the right path, or did I just make the wrong turn? So it's just kind of like just asking. The more we keep asking, the more we have the relationship. It's like having communication with a person that you want to be with, whether it's family or kids or your partner, friends, whoever, people that you work with. You just have to ask, and you have to communicate, and to communicate about the things that sometimes don't feel so great and the things that do, to bring us back on the path of collaboration. So, but I do feel like, that if we can keep out of the judgment of one side or the other and hold a space of like a container of love, forgiveness, acceptance of all of it, everybody can be who they are. And we'll all get there somehow. But if we can do that and open our hearts and hold space for both sides of all the patterns that we all go through, then we can lift it to the higher frequency as oneness, rather than pieces of things. If it has the lower vibration, it can't get there. So we're trying to get to that fifth dimensional open-heartedness. So I've been told that if we open our hearts to receive all parts of what's available, and not to judge, as soon as you start to judge, that, well, they don't know yet, that becomes like you're back on the polarities. So we're moving out of this whole time of polarities so that we can finally come into oneness of acceptance of everything. And then in that, it can bring us to the higher understanding. And in that higher, like the fifth dimension and more, we can be in that open-hearted one kind of, the oneness of everything and live from that perspective. But we're still kind of moving through this balance of these polarities. So it's a conscious focus. You have to pay attention and be kind. We can sometimes fall out of it, but just bring yourself back. So I'm grateful that you have brought up all the things that, a lot of the things that I talk about, it may be a little bit differently, but similarly, meaning the same thing. So we all hear it however we need to hear it, from however it needs to be said, but to be able to also tap into our own connection. Because it's not something that's separate, it's something that's, we're connecting to parts of ourselves in the greater whole of everything that is. And I think that's where we're all coming into on a much larger scale now. And that's where I feel like we'll finally get to whatever we think we're trying to get to, but it's really within ourselves. So it's like right here, we don't have to really push or pull, it just be. So thank you so much. And thank you, Sheila, for giving me a chance to say a little something. And hopefully I didn't take up too much time, but I'm so grateful for the sacredness of all of this, for you, for Sheila, Phil, and everybody else who's on this call. And it's just great to be able to talk about all this. Before, for me, to talk about anything to do with God when I was younger, I was brought up Jewish, but very reformed, and I didn't know if I even believed in God. And now all my work is really about that connection. So it's a very fulfilling experience, and it's fulfilling just listening to you speak. You're so sacred and you're so clear in who you are and what the work is about. So thank you so much. And Sheila, again, thank you for being the one who catalyzes all these groups coming together as a huge community. So it's all great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Phil, I'm going to add you up here, my friend. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, as we bring out this, or as kind of as we're wrapping the final bow on this beautiful present that we've had this month sharing together, I would love to hear some of your comments.
No, it was a great month. I mean, soon the light, ours to shape for all time, ours the right. Our hearts are open, our reason to be here. Because, after all, your soul will still surrender. And after all, don't doubt your part. Be ready to be loved. Be ready to be loved, a love that knows no earthly bounds. This has been, thank you for the reminder. I was just so, I was planning, we're almost, just to mention that we're very close to finalizing the itinerary, Mariana and I, for 2 trips we'll be taking this next year, 2023. First to southern France, where we start out in Saint-Marie-de-la-Mer for the Gypsy Festival, for Little Sarah's Festival. And it just goes onward and upward from there. That starts the beginning of May into the beginning of June, where we're going to sort of recreate the Kabbalah Code experience. It's going to be an amazing trip. Anyway, you can go to Sacred Mystical Journeys for information about that. We'll have the updated itinerary for that pretty soon. And then a trip to the Holy Land. And we've got to firm the dates for that, right, Mariana? Mariana?
Oh, yes, we do. We do. We have a
so
special,
wonderful. I just go so deep. And then Jody and Sheila and all of you, just, I mean, it's really true. The sum is just greater than the parts. It's alone. It's that principle of emergence that if you just add all the parts up, there's something that happens because we all come together that wasn't possible looking at all these parts in isolation. Then we all come together, that principle of synergy or emergence comes through, and that's just so wonderful. It's almost, it's really that you reach a point where you can't put it into words anymore, and that's okay with me. I like to get to that. I like to get to that place, just between all of us and me, you know. And it doesn't matter whether yes, it does matter that we believe, but what really I think matters is that we are believed in. There is a force, there is a unifying force that always has our best interest at heart when you really come down to it. And I'm just really just honored and privileged and humbled in a good way, just to be part of this, to be part of this fellowship, to be part of this brother sisterhood, or whatever gender non-specific hood there is these days. Just, and seeing your faces and hearing your voices, and Sheila, my God, I just, as much as wonderful as it's been, these Zoom calls, I just can't wait to see you guys in the flesh. I don't know how I'm going to be able to stand on two legs. I mean, really, my knees are just getting weak thinking about it. You know, I'm so excited. I'll be there April, May, June. I'll be stateside. So I really hope to meet all of you. It would just be so beautiful. And thank you, Mariana. Again, I echo Jody's sentiments pretty much 100%. And thank you, Sheila, for being the catalyst for this and all of us making this what it is. It's really, it's a privilege and an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil, so much.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody that's been here tonight. And before we give some final closing remarks, I want to remind everyone that if you have not already done so, please mark your calendars for January the 28th and the 29th as we form the partnership with the Portal to Ascension and New Realities with Alan Steinfeld. And we're going to be promoting the Ancient Galactic Wisdoms Conference. And so we're going to be talking about what some of the roots are of our ancient beings. And we're going to be talking with people who are walk-ins. We're going to be talking with people who have had near-death experiences and what their remembrances are and what truths that they're bringing through at this time. So please mark your calendars, January 28th and 29th. Go to Portal to Ascension to sign up. And I would sincerely appreciate that. And Mariana, I appreciate you for coming tonight again. I know you've got little ones there at home and not feeling so well. So if everyone could just take a moment of silence and let's send some healing energy to your baby. And so that everyone at the sound of my voice now and whenever this is watched, just imagine surrounding your little one in healing light and that it would be used for his highest and best good. And so it is. So thank you again for being here. And do you have any final comments that you would like to share before we close tonight?
Absolutely. I forgot one more announcement as we're talking about Portal to Ascension. Sheila Seppi will actually be a guest on the Portal to Ascension variety show on March 8th. It's called the Galactic Shamanism Show. And I will be the producer for that show. So I'm super
Yay, that'll
excited.
be fun.
Super excited. It's actually a great variety show, offset from the Portal to Ascension with Neil Gower, in collaboration with Alan Steinfeld, New Realities, of course, Shariah Dharma, Joan of Angels, and Vashela Sananda. So it's going to be such a beautiful thing. Sheila Seppi will be joining Geraldine Orozco, the great Glenda Dawson, Mary Nunes, and Haruka Blue Star's child. She's going to be performing live from Mount Shasta, prayerfully.
We're going to have a blast.
Oh, yes, indeed. And Vashela Sananda will be one of the big speakers for the lead as well. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. But as a closing remark, thank you so much, by the way, for the prayer. Thank you. Truly appreciate that. I just want to add, I pray for everyone on this platform and those that are going to be called to watch this as we all go into 2023. 2023 is going to be a less intense year from what I've been guided to say, but it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful year of love, abundance, and joy. And for you, Sheila, it's going to be the opportunity, and this is channeled directly for you, of millions and millions and millions of people being able to hear the message, and all the work that you have been doing all of these years, it will reap its benefits in the way that so many people will be able to finally hear the message that you have been called to Earth to do. And the entire Galactic Alliance and the Consciousness Awakening Network. And it will be a wonderful, beautiful thing, because so many people need this, and people that are awakening are looking for the support in their awakening process, and people that are still awakening, they need that support. So as we all become a much global, much bigger community, we all need each other as one. And this year will be a beautiful example of how all of us build that giant platform. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Jody, it's our last night together, but of course you are always welcome to be with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all of this. It's been great. And it's fun to be doing this with you. And everything that everybody else said, I'm just so grateful, because you really have gathered the people. And I've had my own center many years ago for a long time, Meta Center in New York. And the most fun part of it was gathering the people. So, that was into one space, but it turned into like people all over the world. And through Zoom, we've been able to reach even more people. So at this point in time, and I've been watching, from knowing you to where you've even come for the little amount of time I've even known you for the last few years, everything has grown. It's just become greater and greater and expanding. And like Mariana said, it's like you're really doing the work that you came here to do. And I'm grateful to be so a part of it all and with everyone. So and all the people that are here who are listening, everybody is part of it, because we all need all the parts to go together for the whole thing to be in oneness and wholeness. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And, the Galactic Alliance is not the Sheila show. The Galactic Alliance is all of us coming together and working and getting our message out, because we all hold a little piece of this pie. And it's so, so important for us to continue to gather and to create this synergy, to support one another, to have all this co-creation, without any competition, support each other, build each other up, because that's what we're doing as we move in to these higher dimensional realms. One of the things that my guides have shown me is that one of the reasons things have been so horrific these last couple of months is because as this planet has been washed with all the photonic energies, and as people are releasing and letting go, the higher our energy raises, the more we have to get rid of all those things that are held within our cellular structures that are no longer of service to us. And there are things that, are coming up constantly for people to release, to let go of. And so the beautiful part about all of this is this work is kind of coming to a head, and people are now beginning to make more of that division more. We've been in this, I want to say, this fourth dimensional vacuum, if you will, for, how many years, since 2012, when all the energies began to move and separate, and we're now moving into another vacuum, only that vacuum is sucking us up higher and higher. And so we want to definitely let go of all of these old things, all these old thought patterns, all these old hurts, release everything, heal, let go, express love to everyone that you can from your heart, and just embrace all the beauty that's going to be coming our way next year. Because the reality of it is, as we raise higher, as we continue to gather together, as we continue to create synergy, we are creating that reality that we're all wanting. And so thank you all so much for being here, for helping to create the reality that we have now, that we are moving higher, that we do have a close-knit family and a support group. That's what the Galactic Alliance is all about. It's here for everyone, to offer family, to offer support. And so if you're interested in joining the Galactic Alliance and you have not done so, please visit our website at thegalacticalliance.org. Sign up to be on our mailing list, and you will receive all of our weekly notices. Next year, our Zoom link is going to be the same for both Monday and Thursday night. That's going to make life a whole lot easier for everyone. And so with that one link, you can join us, twice a week and be here with us. You can also join us through the Conscious Awakening Network, and you can check that out at theconsciousawakeningnetwork.org. You can also find us on YouTube and Instagram. We're on a plethora of the podcasting sites, but we would love for you to visit our website. Go to Roku, go to Amazon Fire, go to Apple TV, download our apps, and then you can watch this and share it with your families as well. And so I want to bring everything to a close by thanking again everyone for being here. Thank you, Jody, for dedicating your Mondays to be here. Thank you again, Mariana. Thank you so, so much. And thanks to all of you guys. And so we hope to see you Thursday, when we all get together and share our goals and wishes for the upcoming year. So until then, much love, everyone, and namaste. Bye-bye.